What's up guys, my name's Liam, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new mouse pad from Lamzu called the Energon. Can it compete with the Artisan pads? Let's find out. So far, every product that I've received from Lamzu has had incredible attention to detail, and the quality of all their products have been better than just about anything else that's out there on the market. They specifically took attention to the fact that speed pads out there do have rough surfaces and can cause some discomfort. So with keeping that in mind, they set out to design this nylon lycra hybrid gaming mouse pad, focusing on giving you the best speed and control without sacrificing being comfortable while you're actually using the mouse pad. They've also done a phenomenal job with the side stitching on this mouse pad, providing a seamless border with low stitch edges so they don't get in the way or hinder your gameplay in any way. And while this mouse pad offers speed and comfort with no compromises, it comes equipped with their SCR base, which is a strong anti-slip base while remaining soft and elastic. Overall, this mouse pad is categorized as a soft pad, and you can feel it in the plushness. Coming in at 4 millimeters in thickness, this pad is 480 millimeters by 410 millimeters. So let's jump into the unboxing of this pad so I can tell you how it feels, what it compares to, and whether or not this is going to be the right mouse pad for you. All right, guys, so here we have the Lamzu Energon, and I am super excited about this pad. Everything that has come from Lamzu has just been an absolute banger in my opinion. So let's jump right into it. All right, so as you open it here, there's like this textured braille on here, which is really cool. And be cautious. Don't recommend to curl the pad. If you curl, keep the fabric surface outward. And it has that there in a bunch of other languages. So I'm going to do my best to try and keep this pad straight. Has a really cool logo down here on the right side. It doesn't feel like it's too abrasive or anything like that. And wow, this stitching looks pretty good. You know, honestly, this is some of the closest stitching that I have yet to see that compares to Artisan. Well, off the bat, I would say this is really a unique feeling. The actual pad itself does kind of feel similar to the Raiden. It definitely feels like more of a control pad, and while I am really just like honestly taken back by this. As far as I can tell off the bat, the Y and the X axis feel like that they're very similar, so there's no differences there. This pad feels really smooth. Like I don't even know how to describe it. It literally feels like there's like no rubbing friction against your skin or anything like that. This is awesome. I'm gonna have to go test this thing out. I'm gonna try a bunch of different mice on it, and then I'm gonna report back. I'm gonna let you guys know how different size mice, different skate, and I'm gonna pull out a bunch of different mouse pads and see what we have out there and truly what this compares to. All right, guys, so we're back. I've done all my testing I can possibly do on the Lamzu Energon. This product makes me feel like what everybody's doing is they're taking what a mouse pad is, or they're taking what Artisan has done, and they're just kind of trying to replicate what they've done and add their small little tiny touches on it. This mouse pad feels like it's been kind of reworked and redesigned from the ground up. The base on this mouse pad it's insane. It feels like a foam, yet it's rubbery. It's like rubberized, and it's incredibly grippy. So when I lay it down on my desk, it just sticks to it. I wouldn't say it's the stickiest surface that I've ever had, but traditional rubber base is very heavy. And this is very similar to Poron. The thing I liked about Poron is Poron isn't a very sticky surface. I mean, if you get the X-Soft variants, it can be, but it's almost like airy, like a sponge. Like it's like light, it's soft. It's not like hard like rubber is, you know what I mean? It doesn't have that like very like thick rubbery type of a texture or feel to it. This is very soft, very airy like Poron. But to be completely honest with you guys, so far, I mean, I've only had this for about a day now, but I am totally favoring this base over the Poron base. I just think it's phenomenal. It moves around great. It's lightweight. Second is the stitching. This is some of the best stitching I've ever seen. Now, granted, I wouldn't say that it's exactly on par with the Artisan pads. The Artisan pads is just slightly a little tighter, a little cleaner, but this is very, very close. And in fact, this is one of the few mouse pads where the base actually rises up above the stitching, and the way that the stitching feels to the base feels identical to the Artisan pads. Again, maybe not as tight on the stitching, but this is as close as it gets, honestly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this against all of the Artisan pads. And I'm going to try and describe to you the best that I can on what this feels like. This surface is absolutely insane. It's like a speed pad, yet it's like a control pad all in one. And the best way I can describe this to you guys is where if you have experience with the Artisan pads and you were to take the Hyate, for example, where the Hyate has probably the roughest surface out of all of the Artisan pads, I would say that this surface is the exact opposite of it. In fact, this surface is so buttery smooth and so soft that this is softer than any of my Artisan pads. So the only thing that I can really compare this surface to is just the overall feeling of it. The feeling of it is it feels similar to a Raiden pad, okay? Now, I wouldn't necessarily justify or label it as a Raiden clone. I feel like it's something completely different and unique in its own. However, if you've used a Raiden pad, the best way I can describe it is a Raiden has, I would say, the most minimal texture. Like, it's one of the smoothest Artisan pads that they offer. This has that same style. However, I feel like the material that's used for the Raiden pad, I don't know if the material is harder, I don't know if it's tighter, but the Raiden surface feels like a rougher surface. That first comparison was Energon versus the Raiden. And as you could tell by the sound test, this sounds like a much softer pad. The material on this is much softer. You get that same consistency in the glide and the X and Y axis on this pad, but overall it's just a softer experience. As far as speed goes versus the two, the Raiden definitely feels like a faster pad. It feels similar to the Raiden. With the Raiden, when you're at a dead stop, when you go to take off with the mouse, there's almost no static friction. It just goes right away. However, I feel like this pad has more control and more stopping power than the Raiden does. So not as fast, same use as far as going from rest and having more control, being able to stop quicker. So that's kind of a quick comparison there from the Energon to the Raiden. Now let's move on to the Zero. All right. So to be completely honest with you, this feels pretty similar to the Zero. I would say it feels a little faster, where the major difference with this pad and the Zero is, with the Zero, when you stop your mouse and you start to move it again, you start to glide, I feel like there's a lot more friction when your mouse goes from a dead stop to it starts moving again. There's almost like a slight resistance. And then as you get moving, the glide gets faster and then you're able to stop quickly. With this mouse pad, I don't feel like there's that first initial resistance. However, I feel like this pad offers a similar stopping experience. It feels pretty similar to a FX Zero mid. However, it doesn't have that first initial friction, and I do feel like this pad is slightly faster. But overall, I would say you should get slightly a little more speed, and honestly, almost as much control. It's pretty close. It's a pretty close comparison between the two. And as you can tell from the sound test there, as far as the actual friction of the mouse moving back and forth on the mouse pad, they sound extremely similar. So a lot of people classify the FX Zero mid as being a faster control pad. And I would definitely say that this does a better job at that. If that's what you're looking for, that's what you're interested in. So again, just absolutely blown away. Next up, I'm going to be comparing it to my current main, which is the Artisan FX Hyate Otsu. Let's check it out. This pad has been kind of a hybrid fusion. Honestly, it kind of has the speed of the Hyate Otsu. It has the initial friction and feel of the Raiden, and it almost nearly has the type of control of the FX Zero. So I know I might be going really deep with this, but I tried a bunch of different skates. I've tried a bunch of different mice. I've tried comparing it to a bunch of different other mouse pads. And in my truthful, honest opinion, and just to let you guys know, this is a day one comparison. I've only had this for one day. I don't know how this mouse pad is going to hold up. I don't know how the build quality is going to go over time. I don't know if the surface is going to wear down. I don't know anything like that. All I'm saying is speaking on going as in-depth as I possibly can on my first initial reaction here. This is the best comparison that I give you guys for how this mouse pad feels out of the box. Using the HTX with this, I felt so confident in my playstyle with this mouse pad. Now, I only tested this mouse pad out on Apex Legends. I didn't get a chance to run it down through any of the other slower paced games like Valorant, Counter-Strike, nothing like that. But all I got to say is my tracking, my flick shots, this combination right here, personally with just the stock skates, this is literally the most confidence that I've had in a first person shooter in a while. So again, this could be just it's something new. It's something different. Maybe I was just excited about it. I can't tell you that right now, but what I can tell you is that this is an unbelievably unique experience. What's even more incredible about this mouse pad is the fact that it's going for $34.99, basically half the price of the Artisan pads when you have to account for shipping and stuff like that. So really unbelievable stuff here. I'm just blown away. The only question moving forward is how is this mouse pad going to hold up over time? Is the surface going to stay consistent? Is it going to deteriorate? Is it going to wear out? Those are questions that we cannot answer at this time. But for the price of this mouse pad, the quality of it, the stitching, the base, the surface, unbelievable stuff here from Lamzu. And I just want to say that this company, man, I just don't know what's going on over there. Like, somebody needs to figure it out. Are these guys aliens or what? Because their first mouse ever, just unbelievable stuff, man. Mind blown. The quality of this mouse is literally top tier. So the Mini, I've had nothing but fantastic things to say about it. Now I'm trying this mouse pad. Like, these guys are just knocking it out of the park. It's unbelievable. Like, who are these guys? Seriously, where'd they come from? Or where have they been all this time? Definitely the company to watch out for. So we'll start out with the HTX. I think that this mouse pad feels phenomenal with these types of skates. One thing that I've noticed is I feel like this pad, I feel like the smaller the skates are, for whatever reason, with my Mini, the Mini has the smaller skates. I feel like the HTX has a smoother glide than the Mini does. I feel like when you get the smaller type of skates, for the most part, with the PTFE, that it starts to feel more of like a control pad and less like a speed pad. But I definitely feel like between these two mice that the HTX glides a little smoother on here. I mean, the Mini plays fine on here. Again, it just it makes it feel a little less fast with these feet for whatever reason. Again, this mouse does come in the box with bigger skates. I honestly think it'd perform better on those, but I didn't get a chance to try it out. Next up, we'll go with the Lamzu Atlantis, the main size. And again, I think that these bigger skates, I think that they perform flawlessly on here. It feels great. It feels nice and smooth. It feels a little faster than the smaller skates. I would say the glide between these two feels pretty similar. These skates work great on this mouse pad. This is so far what I feel like is the best type of combination if you're going to be using this mouse pad. We'll go ahead and test out another one of my top mice, which is the Sora. The Sora feels great on here. I do feel like these skates perform a little smoother. It makes these feel a little slower, but again, overall feels phenomenal. Feels like a great speed / control pad. So I guess ultimately it comes down to what you're really looking for. Are you looking for more of a slower type of a control feeling or more of a faster feeling? When I'm telling you guys it feels better to me, I prefer it to be kind of faster and smoother. I like a little more speed over control, but I still love control. Those are just kind of the verbiage that I'm using. I'm trying to explain to you guys. The G Pro and the G Pro feels phenomenal. Honestly, with these skates, it feels smooth. You definitely feel that there's more friction there. So I feel like with the G Pro, you do get a little bit better speed, but at the same time, a little more control. So it's kind of crazy to say. Usually it's one or the other. But this mouse pad, the surface is so unique that it just kind of does that. The last one I want to bring up here I thought was the most unique experience out of all of these was putting glass skates on here. I feel like glass skates are a lot slower on this mouse pad. It's actually pretty crazy. I was actually testing these glass skates out on the Artisan pads, and they feel a lot faster, probably because the material's harder. But with this surface, it's just so buttery smooth. I honestly feel like glass skates on here are slower than PTFE skates. And again, these aren't brand new glass skates or anything. They could be worn in. And as I'm sure you all know, glass skates are pretty inconsistent. But I definitely think that this mouse pad makes glass skates a definitely more controllable and a more viable option. But anyways, guys, that is my final thoughts on the Lamzu Energon, and we need to keep a close eye on this. Again, my copy, the quality is built phenomenally on it. This mouse pad hasn't gotten very much traction yet in the mouse community, but I'm telling you guys right now that once it does, I'm sure this thing is just absolutely going to take off. I'm shocked to still see it in stock. So we're gonna have to wait and see how other people's copies turn out, stuff like that. If anybody else experiences any other types of issues. I am kind of in a high humidity environment. I haven't noticed the humidity being an issue right now or anything like that. This is my new main. It is that good. It is unbelievable. The price point's phenomenal. The base is incredible. And truly, this surface has given me more confidence than any other type of mouse pad I've ever used. So if you guys are looking to pick up this pad, I am going to provide a link down in the description below. Just so you know, I do have an affiliate with Lamzu. However, these are my truthful, honest thoughts on this mouse pad. I did purchase this mouse pad with my own money, so I'm giving it to you guys real and I'm giving it to you guys straight. So if you guys want to check it out and you want to support the channel, please support me by checking out the affiliate links down in the description below. And aside from that, if you guys have any questions, anything I can do to help you out in the future, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.